Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Golden Kamuy season 4 episode number 4 and 5 reaction. Alright, two episodes today because I missed one. I was on vacation, but yeah, I'm back again and the normal uploads will resume from the next week. But this today it'll be two episode reaction. Alright, the previous episode we meet two new characters, Kikuta and Ariko, or was it something like that? I forgot his name, but these two. One of them was the Ainu. I think Ariko or whatever his name was. He was the Ainu, and they are also kind of trying to help out Surumi, and they in their own way try to track down one of the prisoners, that is Tony, and Tony was all over there kind of on watch, and he was obviously he's Hijigata's man, so he kind of messed up a little bit. He was seen, so obviously Kikuta and Ariko, they both of them kind of try to track him down, and yeah, there was like a battle. Obviously Tony's blind, so he could not see, so that's why he uses his hearing abilities to kind of very quite in a very good way. He was able to run away from Kikuta and Arisu, but by the end of it, as we see, yeah, they got him. Obviously, Ainu, him being an Ainu, he's used to all of this. Like the harsh winter cold. He knows about the surroundings and everything. Like knowing about your surroundings and is like one of the biggest advantages you can have in these type of situations. So yeah, they get him, use the avalanche to get him, and they were able to take his like his skin for the tattoo. And yeah, that's where it kind of ended. Yeah, let's see what happens in this episode and the next episode. Let's see. So let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. All right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. What the? Who's that? Koito? Yeah. Oh, is this his past? Kagoshima. 14, Koito. Oh, is that Surumi? Oh my god. No. He made a whole. Ah! Him! Yep, that's Surumi. He's like a dialect. Ah. Oh my god. Uh. Yo, he's running away. What, what about his. Oh! Slapped. Yes, he needed that. Hmm. Jigenstein, he knows. Probably both, you know. Yes. Alright, so this is how they met. All right, let's see. Fascinating vehicle. Rich spoiled kid. What about your helmet? Saigo Takamori. Grave. Can what? Ah, all right. So this Saigo, is he like a? Ooh, ah, hmm. It looks like dorayaki or something like that. Kind of looks like dorayaki, doesn't it? Uh wait, does he? Is it? Oh, this is. Oh, okay, okay. Sakurajima Daikon. Like some problem with his family. Hmm. Yeah, he hit it on the nail. Oito Heino. Ah. Whoa. Oh wow. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that's why he feels so bad. Like, ah. Hmm. Oh, that's why. For a single day can be a naval officer. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Wait, didn't he? He went there for a reason. Didn't he? I think he probably saw the grave. Okay. Chance. Wow. The thing about Surumi is he actually makes those chances. Like he doesn't let it let it go according to fate. He makes the chance himself. Oh boy. Oh my God. Whoa. Kidnapping? Sudden kidnapping? Oh yeah. There you go. Whoa, they even took his motorcycle. Oh no, that's okay, never mind. Hmm. I wonder who it is. Yep. There he is. Hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. Who knows? Yeah. Probably something else then. Ah. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Didn't they? Okay. Didn't the kidnappers? Okay, there you go. I was going to say, didn't they contact them? Ah, that's why. Ah. Yep. Yeah, I was wondering, like, why haven't I not contacted them? Are they like trying to like put pressure on them by not contacting them? Maybe they're trying to put pressure or something. I don't know. Um. It likely is. Okay. Yeah, they just. Yeah, true. Like they came here and then they start. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Whoa. 50 potential places. All right. Yeah, and they'll realize it. Yeah. Hmm. 'Alright. Oh. Okay. True. Is someone outside? Oh, it's those things. The Surumi fed him. Yeah. Wait, that means. Oh. Wait, what? Oh my god. Is it really what I think it is? Oh no. He realizes. He probably realizes. Oh boy. Ah, there you go. 18. All right, here we go. Okay. Ah, imagine hearing that. Oh. Oh my god. Whoa. What the? Yo, that caught me off guard. 144. Okay. Army training facility. All right. Now I'm guessing they'll probably try to run away. But okay, Koito is. Oh, 6 kilometers. Whoa. Oh no. What now? What? You use the motorbike or whatever. There you go. It'll be way more faster than a horse, I guess. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. What? Yeah. Yo, Surumi. God. Oh boy. What the hell? Oh yeah, that person. Oh damn, it has a nitro. Nice. To keep the balance. Oh my god. Wait, oh, damn. Wow. Hey, look forward. Oh. What is this? Looney Tunes? Okay, I feel like it's faster if you run normally. Oh, I'm gonna die. I have this weird feeling that these are Sumis people. What? Oh boy. Oh my god. I have this weird feeling these are Surumi's people. Oh my god, Surumi. Yeah, he's gonna come in. Surumi's going to come in now. They did not show what happened to those guys. They did not show us what happened to those guys, so it wouldn't surprise me if those were Surumi's people. And his dad is also knocked out. He also did not see what happened. Oh wait, no, never mind. Okay. Oh no, never mind. Take everything, scratch everything I said. Hmm. I thought that was like a hint that these were, I don't know. I don't know. This guy Surumi is like, we've seen him do this before as well. Like, you know. Oh, there's Kishima. Oh wow. I feel like all this was like a huge plan. Take him in. Uh, oh really? Russian sailors, criminals. Oh, oh, Surumi, you sneaky. Who was that? Oh my god. Yeah, obviously here he'll meet yeah, there you go. Wait, what was his name? Why I suddenly forgot his name. Ogata, yeah. Yeah, obviously he'll meet Ogata here, and that's why he said like a Barchonk or like the spoiled rich kid. Okay, so this was all his plan, wasn't it? Sumi's plan. Like I said, like I was just saying this when he said that, oh, if luck like lets us meet and all that, and I'm like, nah. Sumi is not the type of person to let everything to into like like in the hands of luck. We've seen this before as well. He says this, and then himself does something to like change the situation. Like he did this before as well. The whole Tsukishima story, the whole Tsukishima story. Like he orchestrated the whole thing to make it seem as if everything was, like according to fate that was going everything, and his lies had layers to it, where it made it seem as if like he was lying at the beginning. Obviously, Tsukishima realized that after joining the army, and then they had like a confrontation, and then we thought like, okay, so there you go. Shima realizes that this was a lie. But then again, there was like a little another weird rumor that, oh no, maybe that's not a lie, and then again it was like, oh, it is a lie. Like, and it's like like I said, it was like his lies has layers to it, and we still don't know the whole thing that happened with Tsukishima and that girl. Was it done by the father? Was it done by someone else? What happened? Did she really go and get married? All that things, there's like a weird like a mystery still surrounding it. We still don't know what the hell happened there with Tsukishima's manipulation. We still don't know. So there you go. Like I said, he didn't let that go according to fates, like fate or luck. He changed the situation for himself. He himself took steps here as well. When he was saying, I'm going to leave it to luck, I'm like, nah, you're not that type of person to leave stuff to luck. That's why I said, he's the type of person who does something about it. Like he himself brings luck. Like he himself changes the situation to his own mold so that it goes according to what he wants. And there you go. In this episode again, we kind of get like a weird vague feeling that everything was according to Tsukishima's plan. So the reason I'm kind of wondering about it, why did he do this? Did he want Koito's son in his army because obviously he'll get a lot of backing and everything? Maybe because of that. Maybe he just, after meeting Koito, he just plain wanted him in his an army. Maybe that. Maybe he actually wanted him because of his father's influence. Who knows? There must be some kind of reason. And I wouldn't be surprised if that whole bumping into Koito in that situation was also according to his plan. Like this, this guy, everything goes according to his plan. We don't know what the hell he's thinking, what he's concocting, what plan he's concocting, but most of the things that he does and everything, it's all according to his plan. So there you go. Now, okay, let's look at this episode. First, we get to see Koito. Obviously this is his childhood. So we see Koito just on this motorcycle, kind of going around, and everyone saying, oh, it's a spoiled rich kid and all that. And here is where he meets Tsurumi. And like I said, I'm not sure if this was also according to his plan. Did he just, who knows? Maybe he himself came in front of his motorcycle just so that, that they can meet, something like that, in that impactful manner. I don't see Tsurumi actually running into a motorcycle because he was careless. I don't see him. He's the type of person who can dodge bullets and stuff. So him bumping into a motorcycle, I don't believe that. So yeah, maybe that was also according to his plan. He came in front of Koito's motorcycle, just get I love how he made a whole 360-degree somersault, just fell down and started. Koito was like, what the hell are you doing? Look and walk. And he starts running behind him and gets him. And at first Koito was very picking a fight with him. And I love what he says, that, oh, why are you using your dad's name? Use your own name. And yeah. And then he was like, all right, you old man, give me your stick. And he tries to attack Tsurumi, but Tsurumi just grabs it and breaks it. And I love how he slapped him. He did not punch him on anything. He just slapped him. This is the thing, punching is fine, but I feel like slap is way more humiliating than a punch. If you get punched by someone, you're like, it's a punch. But if you get slapped by someone, oh my god, especially if there's people beside, yeah, that's way more humiliating. And I feel like Surmi had the option here, which one to choose, rock or paper, punch or a slap. And he decided to go for a slap because Koito needed to learn at this moment, he needed to learn humiliation. And yeah, and there you go, he got slapped and he calmed down, and he realized yeah, this guy is the real deal. And okay, after that, where is that section? All right, Tsurumi asks him, oh, we get to see a little bit of his own family situation when Tsurumi asks oh, doesn't anyone scold you, you're just going around like this? And he's like, oh, nobody scolds me. And because obviously his dad is still grieving, not grieving, but he we've heard from him that he doesn't talk and anything, doesn't scold him at all. So after his brother's death, now now here we see, okay, Surumi asks, let me read this part. The grave that he talked about. Where can I find the grave of Saigo Takamuri? Saigo Takamuri. Have we met this person, or do we know about this person? I'm not quite sure. Or was this like a fake name he just made up just so that he could interact with him? Oh no, never mind. It's not a fake name. It's probably like Koito also knew probably. So it is like someone's grave. Okay, so obviously Koito's like, all right, like like as an apology, let me take you there. Let me take you to the grave, and yeah, they start riding the motorcycle, and there you go. Now there you go, Saigo Don's grave. So Saigo Takamori, I think so. That means it's probably someone who is like quite popular, not popular, but who everyone knows, something like that. And now Tsukishima, not Tsukishima, sorry, Surumi gives him Tsukisappu Ampan, and like he talks about how it's from like like the place that is named after, and he then we see Koito kind of like giving it to a grave, and Surumi asks like, oh, whose grave is this? And he's like, it's my brother's. And he talks about how everyone like like he was a little bit weaker and paler, so everyone like kind of made fun of him, like called him daikon and all that, but he just smiled away. And we can see that he also really respected and loved his brother, but then obviously because of the war, like he says that like he died. Now we can see from this like his low self-esteem and everything, it kind of stems from this. There's like multiple reasons. First of all, obviously his family. Now number two is his brother. Like he talks about how his father never talks to him after that, doesn't scold him, does nothing. Obviously we can understand like he's probably like sad and everything, and he has a lot of other what do you call it? Like this is the thing, since they're like in the military, even though it's his son, he's like the leader of like a like thing, so he cannot show his weakness in front of his like subordinates. Even if his son has died, in front of them he has to keep like a very like like a very tough exterior. And that probably like like that definitely affected him, like just like unable to grieve for his son in front of everyone. And like that probably made him like that, and that's why he started like stopped interacting and everything. And like even now he's kind of coping about it in his own way. Here obviously Koito, he's a little kid, he himself, he's like having like weird ideas about this. He's like, oh, like it would have been better if I died, like why am I here, like like I can't do anything, I'm just a rich spoiled kid. And it doesn't help that the rest of the village also pokes fun at him. So all in all, like it's really kind of like like affecting him. Obviously it's affecting his dad, like yeah, that's the thing. And his dad can't even like show emotions, like he can't even like he himself is coping with his own grief. Not only that, like if he shows emotions and everything, obviously people will be like, like he cannot do that since he's a leader of like a, yeah. So all in all, it's a pretty messy situation. And neither his dad nor him, nor anyone in his family is okay, like in this situation. And that like this complications is making their relationship even worse. Like the son thinks like, oh, like my dad has no faith in me, like he himself is also grieving for his brother, the dad is grieving for his brother, and at the same time has to show a tough exterior because of his subordinates and all. And I'm pretty sure the mom is just stuck in between these two situations herself, not being able to help them out in any way, and because of that blaming herself. Like I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. And yeah, the whole family is just, it's a bad situation. And that's also the reason why I'm pretty sure Koito just runs around, makes, like trouble for others, because he's a little kid. What else could he do? He's trying to, like garner attention towards himself, like little kids do that when, like situations like this happen. They go into do mischief and everything so that people will look at them and pay attention to them. So all in all, that's what's happening. And obviously, seeing him making all these mischiefs, the villagers are like, oh, like rich boy, rich spoiled kid. That's what's going on. Surumi realizes everything, I'm pretty sure, and he's like, oh, you don't have to fill in the void of your brother. You are your own person. And yeah, now here, Koito talks about how what his brother was 13 years older than him. He was aboard the Matsushima. 57 people died after a Chinese cannon blast. And he says how his father had to just watch it, just standing in his ship. And yeah, and after that, he says how his father stopped smiling, now doesn't scold him. And yeah, like, everything changed. So, and he also talks about how he himself feels seasick whenever he's on like a ship, because he remembers all of that situation. So he himself cannot become like a naval officer and all that. Now he listened to all of that, Surumi, and Surumi is like, moving with him, and he says like, we'll be moving to Hakodate because of my father's work. And he's like, oh yeah, you'll like it. It looks a little like Sakurajima. All right, what else? Oh, he says that, wait a minute, Tukisaku comes from Hokkaido. Okay. All right, so here Surumi's like, oh, we'll meet if fate lets us. And I was like, yeah, you're not that type of guy. Now I was kind of wondering if he's going to do something to, like we already know that Koito is part of his group. I was wondering, like, did he also do something like he did to Tsukishima to get him in his group? I was kind of wondering at this section. I was looking at this moment. There you go. We have our answer. Now, later on, we see that again he's like going out in the city, but he gets kidnapped, by these people. Obviously, we don't see his faces. Now, one thing we should see is, like, realize is these people that. Oh, I realized what happened. Oh my god. I was wondering what the hell happened. Like, I was pretty sure that, like the people who were, who kidnapped them, they were Surumi's men. But then I was like, oh, they show his dead bodies, and I'm like, wait a minute. So what the hell happened? Were they not Surumi's men? I understand what happened now, and the significance of in the end where we see Tsukishima and all the other people in the police officer clothes who came in to take the bodies, and the reason why they did not show Surumi fighting. Everything clicks. Oh boy, it makes so much sense now. So basically, as far as I can understand, what he did was he got knocked out. His dad got knocked out later on, and he did not see what happened. Koito was in like a room. Surumi, we saw the gunshots, we heard the gunshots. That's it. Surumi comes in and shows that he has defeated everyone, and then we go to that scene where we see them dead. Now, this part kind of threw me off. I'm like, okay, like I thought they were Surumi's men, but they're dead here. So what the hell is going on? And they even tell us how they were criminals and all that. So, okay, it makes sense. So basically what they did is, like, up until that section, the kidnappers were Surumi's men. That is Tsukishima and everyone, like, all the other. And that's also the reason why I was kind of curious. I was like, why are they not hitting him? Or like, like kidnappers do that, I don't know why. But even if they have, like, they harm the other person, like in some ways or the other. They're even giving him food and water. They're not starving him. I was wondering, like, why are these kidnappers so nice? They were Surumi's men. up until that moment. And then after his dad gets knocked out, they probably killed those criminals before. They brought in the bodies, put them in that place, and Surumi's men changed from the kidnapper attire to the police attire. And that's why they come in, and in the end we see them. Like, it suddenly clicked in my head, and I was like, okay, so that's what happened. That's my guess. That's what went on in this situation. It took me a while to, like, realize that, because the thing that threw me off is, like, I was convinced that the kidnappers were Surumi's men, but then we see them dead, and I was like, that really threw me off. I'm like, what the hell happened here? So was I wrong to think that? But there you go. It has a more simpler explanation. Those were Surumi's men up until that point, and later on they brought in the bodies. Oh boy, there you go. I understand everything now. I'm pretty sure that's how it went on. It's like 90% sure now. God damn. Alright, so alright, he gets kidnapped, and then obviously in his family we see oh, another thing, like, like they speak Russian, and we know Surumi, like, also speaks Russian and everything. So someone speaking Russian doesn't mean they're Russian, obviously. So they made it seem as if they're Russians because they were speaking Russian, but they were not Russians. Obviously they were Surumi's men. And that was another little trick that Surumi did. And all, like, the whole face was like, like completely, like, kept like behind the handkerchief or whatever. We weren't able to see their faces. So everything, like, kind of points in that direction. That I'm pretty sure Tsukishima was there in one of those people, like, Tsukishima was there. So, and that's why later on we see Tsukishima and everyone coming and looking at the camera. That kind of, like, tells us that, oh, they were involved in this. At that moment, I wasn't able to properly put the puzzle pieces together and understand how they were involved, but now I understand. Oh boy, the realization came a little bit late to me, but now I understand. All right, now in his house, obviously everyone's, like, concerned, and like, we get to see Surumi is here. Surumi comes in, and he is going to take charge of this operation. And yeah, so they talk about how they found the motorcycle in the what do you call it, in near the embassy. And yeah, now they're like, obviously they're questioning, like, what are they after? Are they after money? What the hell is going on? And but then obviously the Surumi is like, why would they be after money? Like, like, there's a lot of other rich people here. Then why only your son? And then he kind of deduces that they're probably from, like, the Russian soldiers, and they're probably trying to get something out of us. And then we, like, cut up to Koito. And there you go. Like I said, they were, like, feeding him water and everything. I'm like, oh, kidnappers are not this nice, like, what the hell is going on? Look at that, just feeding him and everything. And like, he's like, oh, I don't speak Russian, do you speak Japanese? And he's like, keep quiet. You know what, let me listen to his voice first. Okay, let me listen to his voice. Just a sec, if I can actually yep, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Tsukishima, or someone from his, yeah. Oh boy. Now okay, so after that, where's the whole, okay, when the Vladivostok fleet heads through the Suguru Strait towards the Pacific, okay, in Ominato torpedo group and the fourth Hakodate will present a serious threat to them. There you go. Yeah, okay, I understand. I'm like, at that moment while I was reacting, I wasn't able to pay much attention because there's a lot of things in my head going around. Okay, so that's what they were trying to do. The torpedo boats docked in Hakodate port now, waiting to be deployed to Ominato. If the kidnapper is Russian, we can assume their goal is to destroy these boats, temporarily neutralizing the threat. Okay, then obviously the question comes in, why have they not still, contacted us? And Surumi is like, oh, they'll probably do, and let us wait. And yeah, they go towards the Russian embassy. I love how Surumi took the full control of the situation, like, he everything went according to his plan. He just completely molded the whole thing. Like, the phone was ringing. Koito was like, his dad was going to go in and take the phone, but he was like, no, stop, like, no, not now. Let us get a little bit more time to plan our, plan, and later on we'll take the call. And okay, and then they start, kind of, obviously, query, kind of cutting off the different what do you call that, narrowing down, yeah, that's the word, narrowing down where they could be. And they kind of made like a rough estimate that, oh, they'll be probably in this place and this place. And yeah, and then the Surumi is like, okay, we'll go to the Russian embassy when we are ready. We'll tell the people to track the phone where it's coming from, and like, taking that opportunity, as soon as the phone call is done, we're going to go and do something. And all right, now next we see that they go to the Russian embassy at night. And now obviously the question comes in, why have they not contacted Koito directly? And Surumi says the Russian embassy is on the hill near Mount Hakodate. It's easily visible from much of the town. The telephone exchange shuts down. Okay, there you go. So yeah, now interesting thing is that Surumi's men, that is the kidnappers, they also never directly talked to Koito, like Koito's dad, they didn't talk to him. We see that, like, all the time when the kidnappers talked, it was with Surumi. So yeah, another thing to kind of think about because of that. All right, now obviously Koito talks about how if the kidnappers demand I neutralize the Ominato torpedo group or Fort Hakodate, and I do it, the Russian fleet will attack immediately. Obviously he says, like, for my son, like, so many other people's sons are going to die, I cannot let that happen, and he says, like, like, obviously in that type of situation, Koito, or Otonoshin, yeah, that's his name, will have to die. I cannot do anything, he'll have to sacrifice himself. And now we cut to, now here we go, this part, we cut to that section where they bring in Sukisaku Ampan and give it to him again. Like, and there's two things that was extremely odd about this whole scene. First of all, obviously Sukisaku Anpan, that is the thing that Surumi is, like, Surumi brought, and his track record, as we've seen, the whole thing with Tsukishima, like, made me think, like, oh my god, is he doing the same thing here as well? The whole thing with Tsukishima that he did, is he doing that to Koito as well? That's one fact that made me feel odd about the situation. Number two, why the hell are they feeding him Sukisaku Anpan? That's way good of a food to feed your prisoner. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? They're feeding him water, they're feeding him food, they're not hurting him or anything. Like, this is not how kidnappers work. There you go. Like, it makes so much sense now. Now, one of them is like, one of the kidnappers is like, where did you find these? Don't eat them, they're old. Okay, now this part kind of made me feel as if, like, oh, maybe not, maybe Tsukishima's not Tsukishima, sorry, Surumi's not in this whole thing, because maybe they found it or something. But nah, he's into this. He orchestrated this whole thing. All right, now we can see Surumi just waiting in front of the phone, and as soon as the, okay, just a sec, yeah, the phone rings, he takes it, and obviously the phone embassy is tracking the phone, and yeah, they talk about the fort and the, like, the boats. They're like, destroy it. And okay, he's telling us to destroy the fort and the destroyers, and obviously they're like, yeah, as we thought. Now obviously Surumi says, like, oh, bring Koito in. Now I'm pretty sure this was also part of Surumi's plan. He told to put Koito on the line because he knew that the influence that he has on the child, and he brought him in. And as we see, like, after, like, oh, sorry, wait a minute, no, he tells his dad to talk to him. Okay, his dad talks to him, and I'm pretty sure this was also part of Surumi's plan, because at this type of a situation, like Koito is definitely going to say something to his dad. His dad is also going to say something, and these type of situations, like a situation where it's like you're either going to live or die. Things from the bottom of their heart that they're always suppressing always comes out, and this was like the perfect opportunity for Koito to actually say everything, or Otonoshin, both of them are Koito. So Otonoshin to say something to his dad, like that is he's like hidden inside his heart, and his dad as well. So obviously his dad is like, oh, like I'm sorry, like if they're telling us to destroy the thing, I cannot do it. And even before he can finish his word, Otonoshin is like, Dad, I'm sorry, I couldn't be a son like my older brother, and he's like, forgive me and all that. He's saying, obviously this affects the dad, like who wants his own son to say something like that to him, like that's very sad. So okay, please pretend I was never born. And he starts like just hitting the enemies and everything, and he like starts struggling, fighting. And obviously this was, I'm pretty sure Surumi knew that something like this might have happened. So Surumi takes the phone and he's like, oh, where are they? And they tell us where they are. They're like in that abandoned military facility, I think. And he's like, all right, let's go. But then they're like, how should we go there? It's like, tell your men to go there. And Surumi's like, no, like my men cannot go there, because like they don't know where it is. And also my men are like actually the kidnappers, so I that was also another reason why they cannot go. So yeah, he's like, no, they cannot go there. And Surumi's like, let us go, like it'll be faster. And then they like quickly go out and take the horse. They cannot go, the horse are not moving. And then we see a Captain Koito take in the motorcycle and just go. And I love how Surumi just starts running behind him, jumps and goes on top of the motorcycle. Like I love these type of serious situations as well. They make it so funny. I love that scene where Captain Koito is like in the motorcycle like this, while Surumi is holding onto those straps and like this, like standing. That's that's hilarious. And okay, this part I need to see here. What the hell happened? One of the kidnappers who was keeping an eye, obviously, probably, I'm not sure if those are like, this is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, he actually shot him. Was that not Surumi's Surumi's men? Was it someone else? Okay, let's see this part. He's looking in the horse, riding behind them, and they're in front of in the motorcycle. Okay, I love how Surumi just kind of like tries to balance the motorcycle by doing moving this and that, and taking that opportunity. There's like a few ladies over there. It just gives them a wink. Oh my god. Alright, this part I need to see this what happened. He goes and sits in front, like kind of like in front of Koito, points the gun at the guy, shoots 3 times. Oh yeah, none of those hit. None of those bullets hit him. I'm pretty sure. He just fell down normally. Alright, there you go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Surumi's man. He acted as if he got hit, fell down. And I'm pretty sure after they went away from that situation, the motorcycle went away, he probably stood up and left. That's what he did. So there you go. Now, oh my god, this part was hilarious. What happened here? The explosion? Oh yeah, the crash into the the thing. The whole thing explodes. Surumi is like just like this rotating. Captain Koito is I was like, what is this? Like, I've seen this happen in Looney Tunes. Like, oh god, this show is crazy. And then both of them are running, like at this point. And they reach the abandoned military facility, and there you go. Koito again starts kind of just manipulating the situation. He's like, oh, you go from the front, going from the back. And like we see, like, what's his name, Otononshin being, like, held. Captain Koito comes in. I love the music, that it plays as soon as it comes in. And obviously the kidnappers, yeah, that was, oh boy, that was Ogata. Says Barachonak, like the spoiled rich kid, that voice and that chick that he did, oh, yep, makes so much sense. Because from the beginning, he hated Koito. He always called him spoiled rich kid, and that's why he kind of clicked his tongue, because I don't know, he probably, like, obviously he did not like Koito, so the fact that someone came to save him probably irked him, and he's like, spoiled rich kid, like, like that he said. And I do wonder, does Koito like, there's so many sections that Koito probably felt a little bit suspicious, because the way he looked at the, like, Sukisapu Ampan when he was being fed, that section, obviously the Bachonaka that like, Ogata says here, his voice and everything, these things obviously point towards the direction that Surumi, like, orchestrated this. I do wonder, like, I'm pretty sure, also obviously we do know Tsukishima also, like, kind of realized that Surumi orchestrated the whole thing when he was recruited in, and he, by the end, he was like, it's okay, I don't care. So I do wonder if Koito was also like that, like, even though Surumi orchestrated this, it is true that he changed his life, for the better. So because of that, maybe he realizes that everything was orchestrated by Surumi, but he doesn't care. He's way more grateful of the fact that, oh, now my dad and I have a better relationship. I'm actually in the army, I'm living a fulfilled life. He's way more happy about that than the fact that he was manipulated. Who knows, maybe Koito realizes it. And, like, the fact that, like, I'm pretty sure he is a little bit at least suspicious, because Ogata's scene makes me feel as if he probably knows that this was orchestrated by Surumi, because the voice and everything, and later on as well, when Ogata comes in and says, like, like, spoiled rich kid to him, the voice and everything is completely identical. And that's why maybe he actually suspects something, or maybe that was Ogata, And obviously, if he realizes that was Ogata, he's going to put 2 and 2 together and realize that Surumi orchestrated this. So, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't care, like, so the good that happened out of this whole thing is way more outweighs the bad and the deception that he went through. So he doesn't care. I doubt he will care. And after that, the kidnappers, very, like, like all according to Surumi's plan, goes out, the door shuts, the dad, like, gets knocked out, and we see some gunshots happening outside. Surumi comes in heroically, and he's like, I took care of everyone. And yeah, there you go, all according to Keikaku. And now, like I said, this part threw me off a little bit, like, when we come out, I was like, oh, these men are probably Surumi's men. We're never going to see them again because they probably went away. But then we see them dying, like, like dead in front of them, and they even take away the thing, what do you call it, the handkerchief covering their faces, and show that they have been actually shot. So this part really threw me off. I'm like, what the hell? And they even talk about how they're Russian criminals. I'm like, weren't they Surumi's men? But now I understand everything, like I said, this is also part of the plan. They did a little, like, like acting, like, like a gunshot fight that they had. They did a little acting, and like, Surumi's men, who were the kidnappers up until that time, changed their clothes into the police officer clothes and dragged in the dead bodies who were dead already with the gunshot, and put them in there, put the clothes there, the kidnappers' clothes in them, or like, kind of made them wear that, and there you go, everything's perfect, like, like it worked pretty well. And here even Sumi talks about the Sugisapu Anpan, and he gives the explanation why they might be over there. Now here's one thing I'm kind of thinking. Why did, like, like, Surumi is a very cautious man. Why did he give, like, the Sugisapu Ampan to his men? Like, there was a high risk of Koito actually suspecting something. So why did he do that? Why did he take that risk? Like, very easy reasoning. He wanted to give that, like, he gave that Sukisa Pampan to, like, the kidnappers, who were his men, so that Koito, after seeing that, remembers the time when he ate it with Surumi, and that gives him a boost in confidence or whatever, gives him a higher, like, like, oh, let me live, that type of feeling. Like, this is crazy. Like, there's another really good quality of Surumi, which is that he knows the influence that he has. He knows the effect that he has on people. There's like two type of, like, there's like some type of people who has this huge influence on other people, but they themselves are oblivious to it. Surumi is not that. He knows the influence that he has on people. He knows that he motivates people, and he uses that to his own advantage. That's what he did here. That's why he gave the Sukisapu Anpan to them, so that after Koito sees that, he gets like a boost of motivation or whatever, and a will to live. He gets that back, So there you go. Like, everything worked perfectly, all according to his plan, and the recruitment was successful. This is how he recruits his men. And there you go. Like, in the end, we see Tsukishima, Ogata, and the other guy, just there in the police officer clothes. At that moment, I wasn't able to understand. I was like, why are they showing them here? But now I understand why they were there. They changed into the police officer's clothes. They were the kidnapper up until that time. And there you go. The recruitment has been successful. The dad is like, I'm so happy that he's doing something, at least, like, even if it's not the Navy, still. And Koito is very happy. He's like, I'm going to, like, I'm going to serve you up until the end. And yeah. And then after that, when he was, like, going down, we see Ogata. He has, like, the meeting with Ogata, and Ogata says, like, spoiled a rich kid. And there you go. What an amazing episode. Wow. Like, oh, like, these type of episodes are amazing whenever Surumi does his, like, like, his thing. All right, that was episode number 4. Let's start with episode number 5. So yeah, let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. All right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Nobody Betsu. All right. All right. Yes, free time. Oh yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, like I said. Yeah. Oh boy. All right, let's see. Cinematograph. Okay. Hmm. Uncle. Ah! Yes, nice introduction. Oh boy. Hmm. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. All right. Well, not now, but they will have to. Ah! Okay. Oh no, no, please. Oh god, Wolverines are crazy. They're like this small as scurry around. Okay, they're going to trap it. All right, that's better. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Who the hell is looking at them? Oh, thank God. I thought it was like the enemy or something. Oh, hello there. Get rest. Who are you? You're a tourist or something? He's a tourist. Filmmakers. Oh. Ah, moving. Whoa! These are huge. Are these are Wolverines? Oh my god. Oh, that was probably a baby Wolverine or something. Yeah. They'll get a lot of views, when we upload it. Oh god. I'm pretty sure that they're recording this as well. Um, there you go. Yeah, kind of. Okay. Oh, that's how. Oh, wow, interesting. That's how you can do it. Like she was talking about how she could. Hmm. G- Jirel. Oh. There you go. Yeah, with the so many pictures at the same time, it's coming. Hmm. Hmm. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, they can act it out. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah. True. This guy is suspicious. Ooh, that guy with the glasses and the beard. Huh. uh, wow. Wait. Can, oh my god. What? Oh my god. That's going. That's going to. Yeah, extremely elated, you know. Ashipa's voice changed drastically. What the hell is going on? Oh my god. Oh. Ah! Oh no, stop, stop. What is going on here? Oh, what are you doing? Mm. This is how everything starts. Yeah, this is how it starts. No. How do they come up with this? Oh no. Oh yeah, they're suspicious now. This is too high level of a story, man. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Oh wow. Get stood up. Okay. Big brother, little brother. Hmm. Shirashi, obviously. Wow. Uh. Oh wow, what plot twist? What? Oh my god. Kind of true what happened to him as well, isn't it? It is true, like this did happen, kind of. Hmm. Alright. Yeah, there you go. Oh god. What is up with this episode? Alright. This is how it starts. Oh my god. Wow. Oh, it's basically modern anime, you know? The jiggle physics and all. Oh boy. Oh, they also got this one. Yeah. What the hell? Whoa, what's going on? Over 10 years ago. Oh, really? What? The coincidence? Oh, this is dead. Yep. Oh, yeah, they don't know how he looked like. True. We've only seen him in flashbacks. Oh, is that her mom? Ashifa's mom? Yeah, okay. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's her. Mhm. Oh boy. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that was it. The only remaining. Oh, that's why it. Okay. Uh, oh wow. Hmm. Sure, she was a kid. True. Hmm. True. Yeah. Yeah, he did tell that. Yeah. 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 Yeah, he's right. Oh, that's it. It is the truth. Like I've also felt this, like the whole thing with Wilk, how he was like, oh, my daughter is going to lead the Ainu. Like, it sounds quite nice, but if you go down to the core of the situation, it's basically just, like, yeah, like Ashifa is going to get involved in that, one way or the other. The Kyoranke situation was also like that. He also did end up pushing Ashripa in that direction. And obviously, because of that, now Ashripa's like, oh, I cannot, like, always keep my hands clean. I will have to get it dirty sooner or later. But the fact is that Wilk and Kiranke are the ones who kind of ended up pushing her in that direction. Like, did she ever think before this situation what she wanted to do? Did she want to get involved in this situation? If this was her own decision, then it would have been okay. But he got dragged into this situation, and now she's taking the decision that, oh, I will have to continue this. That's not the proper way to do something. You should be in a neutral position, then think what you want to do. Yeah, if you want to become a soldier, then go ahead. But after getting into a war and getting involved into it, you're thinking that, oh, I cannot keep my, I should stop whining and do it. Like, that's not the proper way. Like, I can understand what Sugimoto is trying to say. Like, was this really what Ashirpa wanted? Obviously not. I don't think so. I don't think anyone wants this. Who wants to get involved in a situation like this willingly? Like just constantly fighting for a goal that exists somewhere, killing others, like taking their lives, taking out their, their, what do you call it, their skin, like that. Like, no, she's a little kid. Which kid wants something like that? I don't think any kids want that. Obviously the people who are involved in this whole battle, they're adults. Like, they're already involved in this type of a situation, so that's why they're doing it. They have way more bigger goals. Like, for example, Hijikata has his own goal, Surumi has his own goal. All these things, they have their own goals. That's why they're doing it. I don't think Ashirpa has any grandiose goals like that, that she has to get involved in something like this. No, I don't think so. And I doubt she even wanted this. So there you go. After getting dragged into this situation, she's thinking that, oh, why am I the only one who's keeping my hands clean? Like, I need to get involved in this as well. But the fact is, she was dragged into this. She did not take the decision herself. All right. So in this episode was hilarious. What was this? The first part. So before we begin, no, sorry. Before they go to the place where Surumi is supposed to come, they're like, oh, we have free time. Do anything you want. So there you go, free time. And here Tsukishima asks Sugimoto about what something Kyoranke told Ashirpa before he died. So he's like, oh, did Ashirpa does Ashirpa remember something about the gold? And if she remembers, did she tell it to them? But obviously Sugimoto's like, no, she's not that type of a person. I doubt that has happened. I'm going to ask her, and you do nothing before that. Leave this to me. I'm going to handle it. All right, and then we get to see Tanigaki and Chikabashi going, kind of just moving around, and we meet two Ainu, and they ask, who are you? And he answers, talks about how Tanigaki has huge testicles. So he has been telling this to everyone. God damn. And Tanigaki is also like, oh, I'm glad you have come with me. And yeah. So after that, we see we go to the Sugimoto and Ashirpa's section, where they're also kind of moving, and Ashirpa's like, oh, I found something, the Wolverine claws. And she's like, we've not actually hunted a Wolverine, so I want to hunt it and eat the brain. Sugimoto's like, doesn't all brain taste the same? And she's like, no, let's do it. And they make traps for it and everything. And Sugimoto talks about how even though you're a new Ainu woman, you still care about these rituals, don't you? And we can see how Ashirpa, even though she's the newer generation, she still wants the upcoming generations to see, listen, to get to know about their history. Obviously, even if you don't do the things that your ancestor did, at least you should know about it. I feel like that's the bare minimum, and obviously, it's a good thing that you can keep your historical records and keep it, as you move forward, you keep passing it down, so that the next generation, the generation after that, gets to see what my ancestors did and all of that. It's like a cultural, a thing. So obviously, like Ashif was like, yeah, like I want to do this. Like these type of situations, like I want the future generations to at least learn about them. But now, like the way it's going, I don't think they're going to get it. They're going to know anything about it. Now, then oh, we see that the sniper guy. I forgot his name. And what's his name? Tsukishima, like keeping an eye on them. And then these two comes up in these what's his name, the cinematograph, that guy, uh, and the other guy, I don't remember the name, but anyways, they come in and they're like, oh, are you news, like let me take a picture, like a moving picture, as they say. And Ashif was very fascinated seeing how these are actually moving pictures. And I'm pretty sure that that's when the moment she got the idea that, oh, maybe this can help, like keep the records. But before anything started, in comes 2 or 3 Wolverines at the same time, and they were almost going to eat him or something. But Ashif and Sugimoto like took care of them pretty easily, and then they had the meal, the brain. And Sugimoto's like, oh, it stays the same. All right. Now they talk about how they were like following the other two Ainus, but they lost them. And then they talk about what this thing is, the cinematograph, how it is. You take multiple pictures very quickly at the same time. That's how it looks like it's moving. And Ashipa's like, yeah, this might work. And like this guy, okay, his name is Inaba Katsura Taro, and he gives his introduction to everyone. I own a company that bought the rights to screen films in Japan from Lumiere. So basically, he can copy strike anyone. Copyright strike anyone? uh, Anyone in Japan who like like who kind of copies his thing, he can just like copyright strike. There you go. All right. He shows what he has, like like the different things that he has recorded. And he's like, Ashif was very fascinated. She's like, oh, can you like like can you use this to like record our culture, like how we dance and everything, like the stories and everything. And she's like, let's do the stories, like let's do the stories for a film. But they're like, but sound cannot like we cannot just record sound, that's still not possible now. And then like Ashipa's like, then we'll act it out and let's do it. But obviously this guy is like, oh, like I'm a businessman, blah blah blah, this cannot happen, what am I going to get out of it? And Sugimoto just grabbed him and like, you do remember that you're going to die a few moments ago, don't you? Ashipa and I saved you, so the bare minimum you can do is like like do what she wants. Oh boy. And okay, the comedy section starts from here. I love how Ashipa takes the role of the director or whatever, and she talks about Panampe and Penampe. I think that was the story. I love how she's always the guy who dies in the end, and the way the story starts, like this is typical Golden Kamuy, like the story is typical Golden Kamuy story. It's just like Sugimoto just. I'm not going to like repeat the whole thing, but you see what happened, like like the different characters, like like playing the different roles and everything. And Ashripa just getting too excited about the whole thing, and how we see how Shiraishi's like dick always gets cut off by the end and he dies, and it's just like that's what's happening. And here we kind of see Tsukishima kind of telling Sugimoto that, oh, like did you learn something from her? And Sugimoto's like, keep calm, like let me do it, let me handle it. I'll ask her little by little. And then there was the next story with the like the same setting, but again in the end she dies. And Ashipa's like, no, this won't do. And Sugimoto's like obviously, please change your story a little bit, like this is not how it goes. Oh boy. And then she's like, all right, you know what, I'm going to tell a different story. And he talks about like the other story where like there's like 3 brothers and there was like 3 sisters over there. And like Chikabashi is the main like like main hero over here. And he and his 2 other brothers go and meets the 3 girls. And then comes Shiraishi, who was actually a bear, and they fight against the bear. And since they were able to save them, the girl, the younger girl marries him. And later on we get to see his elder brother, which was um, Tanigaki. He becomes a bird and flies away. And we see how he was actually the one protecting them, obviously, like Chikapashi, and the man who took him in. And there you go. Here Ashipa says, this is the man who took you in when you had no relatives. He took you on a journey, which is exactly what happened, in reality as well. Fought evil Kamuy, raised you up to be a strong young man, and gave you a new family. Yeah, there you go. And he can relate to it, after seeing him, like, we can see he really gets emotional and starts crying. And that was recorded perfectly. Unfortunately, Tanigaki's costume breaks apart and he falls down completely. Ashipa's like, oh, capture that, that's important. Right, later on, the whole thing has concluded, and we were able to hire like the movie theater, obviously, Koito, because Koito helped, like his connections and everything, and the story plays out. And it was a nice little, like a nice little story. And then we get to see like there's an extra footage in there, and it's such a huge coincidence that that was Ashipa's place, that they went 10 years ago and they recorded everything. And we see Wilk here, and this is the first time everyone actually sees Wilk in this form. We've seen him because we know we've seen Ashipa's flashbacks, but not them, obviously. So they see Wilk and they're like, oh my god, is this Wilk? And obviously the person beside him is Ashipa's mom. And yeah, she looks exactly like Ashripa. Her mannerisms and everything is completely like Ashripa. The way she smiles, the way she eats, the way she makes that face, like that face, that scrunched up face. And Ashripa's just looking, and the guy tells them that, yeah, like, at that moment, like, I was very fascinated by Wilt's blue eyes. So seeing you, I kind of got reminded of that. So that's why I'm showing you guys this. And Ashika seeing this, and Ashika and then sees that picture where Wilk and her mom and she is there, and she remembers that she doesn't remember anything about this because she was a child over at that moment, and she realizes little by little that, like, like they have to do it on their own, like, these, like, recordings and everything. Obviously they're going to show us the picture and everything, but we ourselves have to do this, like, let this keep going. We cannot just depend on this only. And all right, and okay, and then they talk about while they were talking about us, the sun catches fire. We also get to know how these films actually caught fire quite easily because they used the spark to do it, and the film was like a very flammable, so it started, like, catching fire. And Ashipa sees, the film, that was the only film that's burned away. And obviously her mom's and her dad's records all just burnt down that moment. And Ashipa, like, leaves, and here she realizes, like it's such, like, such a fragile thing, like these type of records and everything, it just burnt down now, it's over, it's gone. So that's why Ashipa realizes that just depending on this won't do. We ourselves have to continue it, because this is what happens, like we see it and then it's gone completely. But if this is within us, these experiences and everything, if we like, carry it on to our future generations, that will be, like, forever etched into our hearts. Those you cannot destroy. So that's what she comes into a conclusion of. And she's like, yeah, she says film is an amazing invention, but it's not good enough to preserve our way of life for future generations. There you go. Yeah, and she says that I got to see my mom for the first time, but I don't remember that day. There you go. Like, like she says, like, and I see it in front of me, but I don't remember anything. But the memories my father shared with me of her, though, is way more vibrant inside me. It's so strong, I can still feel their warmth. That's the thing. So these things are good, but up to, like, the limitations. Like, it cannot, like, the actual memories are way more important than this. Unless we care for these things ourselves, they won't be passed down. There you go. And she talks about how Kiroranke showed his own way to her, how she wouldn't have known anything, like, if she didn't come out of Hokkaido, how her dad also influenced her. And that's why she is like, I cannot just keep my hands clean up until the end, I'm here. Like I cannot keep myself protected up until now. And she says that, Sugimoto, aren't you mistaking? Aren't you, putting your own self in my, mold, and seeing me, you remembering yourself, that person who just was very, like, what does she say here? Where's that part? um it isn't for my sake, but it's because you want to save yourself. Aren't you just seeing in me the person you were, back when you ate dried permissions? There you go. That's what she said. I think I remember I also said the same thing, didn't I, in one of the previous episode, that what he's actually trying to do is he's actually trying, like, seeing Ashripa and, like, remembering his past, and, like, like trying to protect that. He doesn't want Ashripa to go down the same path that he has gone through, because now he's gone down this path, he knows what is so so what can I say, like, so what is so dangerous and what is so bad, this path that he's walking on, how it is. It's not good at all, this war and everything. And that's why he doesn't want Ashripa to go down that same path. He's saving Ashripa, and in that way he's also saving himself. Ashripa is like the light he has, like in this cruel world of, like, killing and, like, like all these, like, just fighting and everything. Ashripa is the only light that he can see that can save himself. Ashripa is the thing that she's saving him. So that's why he wants Ashripa to keep her hands clean, because she's the one who's saving him. So he wants to protect her up until the end. And, like, that's how he is saving Ashripa and at the same time saving himself. Like, I think I said this in one of the previous episodes, and there you go. That's what Ashripa tells her at this moment. And Sugimoto says that you are correct, but up until a certain point, like, it says that, yeah, you are right, but half of it you're right. The other half of the reason why I don't want you to do this is because you are dragged into this whole thing. Wilk makes it seem as if, like, Wilk said that, oh, like I'm making my daughter so that, like, she can lead the Ainu, this and that, while Kiroranke had his own motivations, and he just wanted, like, he had his own goals, so he dragged Ashripa into this. Both of those two men dragged Ashripa into this without even knowing what she wanted. Did she actually want this? So she got dragged into this. Now, obviously, after getting dragged into this situation, now she's thinking that, oh, I should not keep my hands clean. I should also get into this whole thing. But that's not the normal way that it should go. After getting dragged into a situation, she's taking her decision. That's not how it should go. She should take her decision when she's not in any type of a situation like this. Like, like after being dragged into a situation, obviously her mentality and everything will be molded into that type of a scenario. So obviously she'll think that, oh, why am I keeping myself, like, my hands clean? Like, I should also, like, kill people, and, like, like I should also get involved. But that's not how it should go. Like, that's not the normal way. And yeah, Wilk and Kiroranke just dragged her into this whole thing. Like, that's not good. Like Wilk had already decided that, oh, my daughter is going to lead the Ainu. Did she ever ask him? Did he even ask her what she wants? He just decided that. So that's the thing. And Sugimoto's like, I cannot forgive them for that. And become the leader of the Ainu and die, fight and kill other people. They basically put a curse on you. There you go. And he's like, I cannot accept that. I've never been a parent. Maybe when you're a warrior and a parent, there's ways you can handle these things. But is it really what you want to do? There you go. And obviously Ashripa is hesitating because she herself doesn't know what she wants. And then he says that this was a really good section, a really good line. He says, you told me that if you kill somebody, you will go to some kind of hell, right? You're not a religious girl. How do you interpret that? Maybe the person who came up with the idea of hell was someone like me. They killed a whole bunch of people and can't go back to what they were before. You're lucky enough. There you go. You're lucky enough, still lucky enough to not know what that's like. That's the thing. I want you to leave the race for the gold. There you go. Yeah, that's the thing. Because once you find out, it's too late. Yeah, he's speaking from experience, and he knows what it's like. It's not a happy feeling, and that's why he doesn't want Ashika to go down that path. And what he's most angry about is even his dad wanted Ashika to go in that path. Like Wilk always rubbed me in a very wrong way all the time. His, like, like his actions and everything was extremely weird. And like, always feels like a machine. And I feel like at the beginning, the flashbacks that we see, he was so much more of a machine. But then later on, after meeting Ashripa's mom, I feel like he kind of mellowed down. But still, by the end of it, like as we see, he still had that thing in him when he was like, oh, I'm going to make my daughter lead the Ainu. So I never really liked Wilk at all. Like, while I've watched it, like, I understand what type of a person he is, but as a father, I don't think he's at all, but still, like, what can you do? Like, that's his type, that's the type of personality he has. So I can kind of, I can understand what Sugimoto's trying to say here. Like, like, thing that Wilk did here is just decided on his own that, oh, my daughter will lead the Ainu. Did he ever, like, like, think of the consequences of that? Like, obviously Ashika has to get into these wars and everything, like fighting and everything. Does Ashika want that? Like Sugimoto real knows what it's like, what war is like. I'm pretty sure Wilk also knows, and even though he knew about it, he actually wanted her daughter to go through the same path. Like, that's the thing that I'm pretty sure rubs Sugimoto extremely wrong, that he's his dad and he's her dad, and he still wanted that. And it also kind of rubs me wrong as well, and that's why I agree with Sugimoto here. Wilk never really, like, I never really liked Wilk that much, and like, seeing his motivations and everything, yeah, it's really, like, especially the whole thing with Ashirva. But anyways, that's it. That's where it ended. There you go, another great episode. So yeah, that was episode number 4 and 5. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. Yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Golden Kamuy. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.